going to give a public service announcement to the people.
Okay.
It is illegal to say, I want to kill the...
Don't say it.
Don't say it. Because it's illegal to say, I want to kill...
Be careful. I have a bad feeling about this.
Very, very illegal.
Very illegal. Do not say it.
Quentin here. I'm fine, babe.
This is Ethan. Nah, I'm gonna go.
Don't worry, Devin's here.
This is time. Let's rock and roll.
Welcome to the Power Up Brothers podcast, where this is where the recording begins.
And
or
everyone's
does
going to
it?
use appropriate language.
That's
We
right.
always have.
We always have.
We always have.
Never have said-
We always have YouTube algorithm.
Exactly.
Quick, in the first 10 minutes, we can't do anything.
Quick!
do anything.
Someone destroy the computer!
Smash it.
Smash the computer fast!
No, Quentin's not here, so we don't have to worry
Yeah,
about
please,
algorithmic
man.
issues. Yeah.
Yeah.
Harrison, thanks for being
Well,
on the couch again.
I'm here, so you still have to worry about algorithm.
Yeah.
Well, no, the
True.
algorithm's going to like
True.
it because the weird stuff you're into catches fire.
That's
Yeah.
true.
The horse game I've
That
seen
horse
everywhere, is
game,
what I'm trying to
suddenly
say.
I saw
It's
everywhere after you
It's
talked
everywhere.
about it.
Yeah.
The algorithm definitely just thinks that he's George R.R. Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
all
Yeah.
it is.
When is
So-
Winds of Winter coming out?
Never.
Never. No.
It's never.
He is George R.R. Martin.
Guys, how you been?
Good. It's been a while. I
thought you were
here.
dead, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't here 2 episodes ago. Our upload schedule is a little weird. Yeah. So
That's odd.
yeah. No, so guys, a lot's been going on.
Yes.
And thank goodness that Quentin's not here for all this going on, because we're going to the news.
Was that the news stinger
That
title
was the
card?
news title card
Oh my
bumper.
God. It went
by
whatever
so
we call it.
fast.
I know.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
crazy. Haven't seen
I've
that
said
in a
this
while.
before on an episode, but it happened again, so I'm going to say it again. I was speaking to a younger person who is
You never do that.
aged 15.
I aged
Why?
15 years here.
I'm pretty sure that 15-year-olds don't know how to speak. So.
True. Yeah.
Why did they make such a bold decision to be 15?
Yeah.
They could have picked any number.
It was an artistic decision. He's trying to be youthful. No,
It's kind of like when I... no, I'm not going to say it because the first 10 minutes of
First
the recording.
no. He asked me about. He saw an episode of the pod and he was talking about it. He was amazed that I didn't create the bumpers entirely. I was like, well, it's like footage of a game, and then I put the things on
But
it.
it looks so bad.
Yeah.
How could that
Do you
be
know
a
what-
game?
You're joking, but he did say he was like, oh, it looks kind of homemade though. Like, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's more of a burn on Star Fox to
Yeah,
make it.
yeah.
Well, I mean, like, his
1994
parents
Star Fox.
probably weren't even, like, born when Star Fox came out.
He's
Right.
15.
He's
Yeah,
15.
exactly.
His parents are like
Star Fox 64 is, like,
older
80
than
years
me.
old.
Yeah.
Right. It's 64 years old.
I think
Yeah.
he's 15. Like, what are we talking
It's
about?
possible.
No, guys. So we just had, as of recording.
Our 100th episode.
No, we're
Give us
close,
some
though.
applause,
guys. We're at
guys.
46. We're almost
Hey,
halfway there.
we're
Oh my goodness.
half-
50th episode special.
46 backwards is 64,
Oh.
which
Oh,
was
yeah,
a
yeah.
console
Star Fox.
that came out
64 years ago.
some time ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
64 minutes ago, Harrison determined to derail
Every...
this
But
entire
Quinn isn't here.
podcast.
Someone has to.
Someone has to.
It's
Yeah.
true.
I'm
Gotta
in
keep
his
the formula.
spot.
So-
Got to stick the
It's-
formula.
Really?
So wait, when
it's
you were
not-
in my spot, were you like wholesome and Mr. Rogers-y vibe?
I think that was when I talked about the horse racing game, so no.
Oh my gosh!
Probably.
What a fake! What a fraudster!
Yeah.
What a
Fake Devin.
fraudster.
He is Quentin then.
Yeah.
No,
He just is
We had a
Quentin.
Nintendo Direct. It was the
We did.
partner showcase.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
And
I thought it was a Square Enix showcase. Was it not? Was the
it
partner?
basically was.
Yeah, if it was good, it was
basically
Square.
was.
That's
fair.
Did you watch it?
Define watched.
You look at it with your eyeballs as it moves across the screen.
I did, but I hit the skip 10-second button
A
like
lot.
200
I did too.
times.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
too. To be fair,
It was like Dragon Balls
I
came
was-
up, and I was like, I don't know.
I was
just-
working very long that day, and so I get in and I go to Ty, and I'm like, we're talking, and I'm like, oh yeah, man, when is that Nintendo Direct? I'm gonna go get online. He's like, oh, it already happened, and then he showed me the list of games on it, and I was like, I didn't miss much.
Yeah.
I will say I'm
I
a
like
bit of a fake fan on partner showcases. I will always I won't watch it live. I will always let it play out.
That's
just in
funny. I
case.
did watch it live.
Really?
At work.
I mean,
The
I also
Office.
watched it at work, but I looked at my watch and I was like, it's 9:00. I'll wait till 9:45. I went and got
Just so
Chick-fil-A,
I can skip it.
and then I
Yeah.
sat there and I when Kakarot 0 comes
Yeah.
up. That's a real word. I'm not making up a word.
Yeah.
Dragon
Yeah.
Ball Kakarot.
Dragon Ball Kakarot.
It comes up. I did exactly the same thing. I was like,
Yeah.
skip to the next thing.
Yeah.
There were a couple of third-party games that didn't premiere there, but that I hadn't heard of.
Yeah.
What's the one where you're like trapped in the future with a bunch of weird monsters?
That one was you're trapped in the future,
Persona?
but then you have to go back into the past.
You go to the past.
That was unique.
that looked
looks
kind
cool.
of that looked kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I feel like I walked out of that direct very kind of disappointed, and then I played the demo. We're suddenly in what you've been playing.
Yeah.
I played the demo of The Adventures of Elliot,
Yeah.
and which was the HD 2D game from Square at the end, where Silk Song should have been, and the
Silk Song is coming out with the next
Never.
Game of Thrones book.
Ty is traumatized
Um,
every time they say, "Please take a look at this."
Ah!
He's always like, "Silk Song, please."
No, Adventures of Elliot.
Mhm.
I really like it.
yeah.
It's
It looks really
old
cool.
school Zelda from Square Enix and the Dragon Quest development team. I
yeah.
believe.
It's like a marriage between Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy developers.
It looks
Yeah.
like the Mana games is the way
It does.
It
yeah.
looks like the Mana games, but it doesn't have the RPG mechanics of the Mana games.
No.
Your progression is tied to items you find in the world. You find these little crystals that are like hearts. You get one and you get an extra heart. Like, it is very, very Legend of Zelda.
Someone had
and
to do it
even
eventually.
the name is The Adventure
Nintendo
of
wasn't gonna
Elliot.
do it.
The Legend of Zelda. It's just
Yeah.
like a regular person's name with the like.
Yeah.
It to me it
He has
seems
a
very
cool
inspired.
design.
He has a cool design. The voice actor's quite good for him. He has a little fairy companion you can control with the right stick or a player 2. They're leaning into that Nintendo thing of like having a player 2 that you can give to your child or spouse who doesn't play video games. I attest that is the main thing you should be using if you don't have kids. Donkey Kong's 2-player mode is perfect for your grandma, for your spouse that doesn't play video games,
For your spouse
for-
that doesn't exist.
for a random person off the street. I even set the controller in front of my cat, and she did a reasonably good job of being Pauline in that she was completely useless.
Pauline's kind of broken though. She
Yeah,
she
she
shoots
is.
giant words of terrain.
very clearly
Yeah.
made for like toddlers.
Yeah,
to-
I still
to
don't think I've seen
use.
gameplay footage of Donkey Kong Bonanza, so I didn't know that
What
that's
is
what you're wrong with.
disgusting.
I'm broke.
We're going back into what you've been playing late, like
Yeah.
in the sense of just quick comment about Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yeah.
I've now beaten it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you know how these like 3D Mario style games is. I got to the credits,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
now I'm in the post game, which is bigger than the the rest of
Yeah,
the game.
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Incredible. If you're a fan of Donkey Kong
Yeah.
and just the series in general,
It's absolute cinema.
you have to play it. It's absolute
You know my
cinema.
requirement.
Huh?
You know my requirement.
What's your requirement? I don't remember your requirement.
His requirement.
It's got to have Luigi.
His requirement
Luigi?
is it
Luigi.
needs
Luigi.
it
It
needs
has to have
reptile.
Kremlins,
It's got to have
and
the,
it's
Oh,
got to
yeah.
have K. Rule.
it's got to have the K roll and the Kremlin.
Sorry, not interested if I don't see him. I'm not interested if I don't see him.
Right. But see, if I confirm or deny anything, I'm spoiling
He hasn't
for
beat it yet.
everyone.
Right.
So
I
my
need it.
barometer is when Ty comes and tells me
Okay.
Yeah.
the Captain K. Rool, and he was like, "But the guy's a mad scientist," and I'm like, "He can put on a coat.
You can put on a coat.
K. Rool
Yeah.
can put on a coat and
Yeah.
be mad
He's done it
scientist
before.
for."
The only thing I'll
Um,
say either way is like the just it's so cool to see Donkey Kong have like the treatment that like a Mario game gets, that it has like an epic like 3D Mario style ending where like the last boss is like this amazing culmination of everything you've been playing.
Yeah.
I don't think Donkey Kong has had that since like Tropical Freeze, which is a 2D game.
Yeah.
And like he had that with Country. Go ahead.
To be fair, Donkey Kong hasn't had a game since Tropical Freeze either.
That's
You're
also
right
true.
about that, Harrison.
That's also
Good
true.
point.
But it was
11
64 years ago.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a long time
We
ago.
brought it back.
FDR was still
I
president.
was watching it. I did have a moment of the like you taking the random psychic damage, moment when I was walking in. I was like, "Oh, this looks good," and I was watching Ty play it. And I took the double psychic damage. First of all, he showed me this horrible bird transformation.
The ostrich is
where it's got
cursed.
it's got these horrible, disgusting
arms.
fingers.
Why? It's just his hands.
Yeah,
with like
it's
wings.
so gross.
And an
I need to
ostrich
play this
neck.
game.
It was horrifying. I took the psychic damage. The world
Yeah.
started to blur.
None
And
of
then
the
as
other
world,
bonanzas look bad.
No, they all look good.
they
He showed
all
me
look
like
really
the zebra
fantastic.
one looked good, and the elephant
Yeah.
one looked good. But I took the psychic damage. As the world starts to come back in, he goes over to a text box and he clicks it, and the Splatoon font comes up. All the text boxes look very much like Splatoon's text boxes.
Huh.
And I took the
The
second
inks-
wave
the
of
ink splat?
No, the font they use is the same kind of font. Like they use like the
Oh.
yellow
Yeah.
with the like little dots that kind of move, and then the
oh.
like dark blue texts. You know,
I
like,
know the
the
character
big-
you're talking about.
Yeah.
Those characters do.
I
have
took the
Splatoon
immediate
boxes.
second wave of psychic damage as I
Yeah.
saw the Splatoon font.
Yeah.
And that font, it looks so good in Splatoon.
Yeah.
It looks so good. It's like the bam. It is this. That's why I think of it as. I'm sure it's been in other things, but I think of it as like the Splatoon font.
Yeah.
When I see it, like ARMS did that too, where it's like ARMS, like the text box, that some of the text boxes would have the Splatoon font.
Yeah.
And-
I'm trying to imagine the font you're talking about.
Yeah, I can show you.
Yeah.
It's this
Yeah.
very
No,
distinct. When you see it, you
can-
go, "Oh, that's from Splatoon."
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
it's
can
to-
visualize.
Yeah,
it, but-
to be fair, like it is snappy. It is eye catching. Like
Sure.
it just looks like we had the same thing with like the Capcom era of games where everything had that little like golden wing kind of font, and Capcom would do like
share
Mega Man X's
assets and
intro
stuff,
and the Aladdin intro. All of them are going to use this same font, and you take the little wave of psychic damage as you see Capcom's signature
they do it.
font.
Yeah.
The Splatoon font is so iconic that when it shows up in something else,
It just hits you immediately.
I become a squid.
Is he a squid or a
I am-
kid?
I haven't gotten all the
Yes.
Bonanza transformations. Maybe there's a squid one.
Maybe there's a squid.
Maybe there is.
Maybe there's
There's already a kid.
But this
Hey.
isn't.
You're
Back to
right.
the direct.
There is this.
Yeah.
Yes, this
Yeah.
isn't what you've been playing.
Me and the YouTuber Indie Jacob, who I've not seen for a long time. Jacob, I hope you're okay. I think we're the only
Friend of
two
the
people
pod.
in the entire world that got so excited that we made like audible sounds when they announced Pac-Man World 2 repack.
Oh yeah, that was.
I didn't
leg-
even remember.
I
That was
legit jumped up in my
Not
car and was like losing my mind. I was like, "Oh my!"
Pac-Man
because
World 2 is
But
fun.
what? But
when they
are they going to make Pac-Man World 1? Because I've never heard of the game. What?
yeah, Pac-Man World was a PS1 game that was like its heart was in the right place.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
But it was
like,
the epitome
amazing.
of great game, super jank. Like as a kid, I was like, wow, this is really glitchy. And like kids, that's where I learned the word glitchy
Yeah. From
But
the
then-
PlayStation.
from the PlayStation.
Is
Yeah.
it like Namco Gallery 3?
In the
No.
sense that Pac-Man is in it, but in no other sense.
It's like
Okay.
you know what
That's
it's
the
like.
only
It's like
game I
Donkey
know.
Kong Bonanza, but with Pac-Man.
So
Well, I've never-
what you're telling
I
me
never played
is
that. It's a 3D
they
platform.
performed some necromancy.
Yeah.
yes,
And they reanimated the corpse of a bad game that came out 64 years ago
Yeah.
Yes.
into a
Right.
good game
yeah, it's
that
like
is coming out.
An actual game.
yeah. So Pac-Man
Sometime in
World
the future.
Repack came out like 3 years ago in
Yeah.
2022, and it was fantastic. Because it's not a port by any means. It's built from the ground up,
right.
new graphics,
Okay.
and it plays good now. It's like an isometric 3D platformer, and for the most part, it plays the same. Like the controls are all the same and
just
stuff.
like better.
But then like with the water mechanics, they just gave it Mario's water swimming.
That's fine.
It's nothing like the originals.
Yeah, you
It's
don't
literally
have to-
just like push the thing and he swims up, or
Yeah.
you can just drop back down. So when they announced that Pac-Man World 2 is more of like a traditional 3D platformer, like a third person.
You have a camera control.
You have a camera control. Pac-Man also has a voice. I was like, they're never going to do that again. Pac-Man's never going to speak. He's speaking. He has his voice.
He's talking.
It's a different voice actor, but you know, he's got a voice.
The old one's dead.
I also love that Pac-Man. You know, I don't really know what I would expect Pac-Man to sound like, but I just giggle when he's just like Jim from work.
Yeah.
He's literally
Yeah.
just like, oh, hey, how's it going?
There are some people who
Like,
really
I don't know what
like
I would
that,
expect.
you know that
Yeah.
Super Nintendo Pac-Man game?
Yeah.
Where you're
Pac-Man
just-
2, The Adventures of Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
Where he
really
just has a
like,
job.
He's just a normal guy.
It's
For
the
most part.
weirdest game ever.
It is the weirdest
And you know what it
game ever
is?
made.
You don't control Pac-Man.
No.
You shoot a slingshot at him to get him to do what you want.
Is that the game that terrible Smash Brothers stage is based off of?
No,
Or am I
that's
thinking of a different-
Pac-Land, the game.
Oh, okay.
Similar idea. He's
Okay.
going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no,
It's another equally terrible Pac-Man game.
Yeah. I don't know about equally, but
I don't know about
it's-
equally.
It's
I'm super excited. But my heart is a bit crushed. I went to the Best Buy website, and Harrison's trying to contain himself because I said bit crush.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I went to the Best Buy website to pre-order Pac-Man World 2. And on the Nintendo Switch, because it's coming out on Switch and Switch 2. On the Nintendo Switch, it's good, but on Switch 2, it's a game key card.
I will not buy that. I will download
I just don't
those.
understand the
Well,
point.
hey, does it have an upgrade path from Switch 1?
I don't think so.
If it does, you can buy the Switch 1 version and just upgrade. But if not,
don't
it's a
think so.
download, people. Don't buy into the key cards.
Yeah.
Don't do it on PlayStation either. PlayStation and Xbox have key card discs that there's nothing on that disc except an authenticator key. Don't buy them. It's bad practice.
Yeah.
Burn them.
PlayStation and Xbox are much less straightforward about it. So
You don't know
can't-
which ones are.
And we've
can't-
said this
yeah.
before.
It's
like,
in text on the back, but it's very small. You have
Yeah.
to look for it.
We've said this before, is that like the kiosks in Walmart and Best Buy and all that, they are functionally at this point in time a waste of money.
Mm.
They are part of the reason that games are as expensive as they are, because they have to occupy physical space in a physical building, and they have to make deals with these companies and they have to, those companies are taking a cut of that money. And that's why games are as expensive as they are.
Right.
And they can't make their online games less expensive, or the companies that they barter with will ask for more. Like
Yeah,
it
sure.
will be because it's less lucrative business at that
Right.
point.
Well, it's part of the deal of getting the console. Like
Yeah,
the business is like, if we're going to hold your console for you, then the games you sell here has to be the same price as the games that you're selling on your store. And so like they can give you the eShop, but not if you don't have a Switch 2.
But I don't understand. Here's what I don't understand about game key cards, okay?
Yeah.
Why not have a game code that I can put in, and then at least it's the same thing. I still have to download it from the internet, but then at least I don't have to swap out the cartridge when I want to play a different game.
Yeah,
That's what the Mega Man Legacy Collection does. Like the physical,
The second,
if you,
yeah.
the second one, like it's just a code.
Yes,
Yeah.
but it's not a separate card that you have
Yeah.
to put in and then download it.
So
Yeah.
the only advantage,
still would have to
the
swap
only
it.
advantage of the game key card over a digital purchase
Yeah.
is resale value and lending it to your friends. So like,
But not really, because the Switch has that virtual key card thing now.
well, but that's only in your family group.
Also,
Everyone's my
and
family.
I think we should
We
also
are one
just
people.
mention this as well, is that Nintendo has kind of been in like a PR free fall for the last little bit.
It's been
They
weird, yeah.
like their anti-piracy stuff has gotten out of control. They are so terrified of like piracy that there's friendly fire going on. They're shooting
Yeah.
at ships that if their flag isn't white, right? Like
Right.
they bricked a guy's so they banned a guy's console
Yeah.
because he bought a used game online
That had been MIG switched
and
or something.
that game had been used to dump the ROM. So the ROM ID was online. So like, well, that's a pirated version. So they locked his console for like a week and a half.
Yeah.
there's just a lot of stuff like that going on right now.
Yeah.
And
it's too much.
It's too much. They need to back off on all this stuff. Like we keep learning these lessons, and then everyone keeps forgetting them.
Yeah.
Is that like you do not fight piracy by trying to like catch and punish the pirates.
No.
You make it more difficult than rewarding.
Yeah.
And you make the thing the pirate's trying to do kind of pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They won't pirate you,
Netflix being cheap did more for stopping video piracy than any other measure anyone has ever taken. And Netflix getting expensive and losing half of its content did more to set people back to pirating movies.
Honestly, Nintendo releasing their classic series for when you
had to have cut into ROM downloads.
It cuts into ROM. Like I haven't I haven't downloaded like a ROM in a long time because they are available on my Switch. Like
I have never downloaded a ROM. FBI.
I would never do that.
Never.
I meant like a ROM, like a bowl of ramen, and I get the download on it, which means I know the recipe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I illegally pirate it.
You
the
meant
Chinese
down
government.
low instead of download.
Right, exactly.
No, and that's the thing is like these big companies don't like the fact that in reality piracy
is out of their control.
It's out of their control, and it bizarrely it keeps them in check because, like you're saying, if they become consumer friendly, piracy starts to go away.
Yeah.
But then when they become anti-consumer, piracy
skyrockets.
So piracy is usually that's the sick truth, kids. Piracy is not usually people who are like morally corrupt or people who are like have these massive character flaws. They are people who simply either get frustrated or just can't access your content because you're being anti-consumer, and then they go to illegal means.
Yeah, I mean, like if your games are impossible to get in Brazil and they're exorbitantly expensive there, but Brazil has access to the internet, why wouldn't people download your game, right? Like, so we tend to think of everything a little bit as like in America, but most of this kind of stuff happens in other countries where games are not as readily available as they are here. There's no Steam eShop. I don't know if there is for Brazil. I'm sorry, Brazilians. I just used you as a straw man.
Yeah.
But
I've checked the analytics. There's no Brazilian.
Oh, thank God. There's no anybody.
You make a good point.
There's no one
there,
watching
because Nintendo 64 years ago when I was in college, there was a little game called Fire Emblem Heroes of Light and Shadow.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
and it is a fantastic game. It is actually like by far the better of the two on the DS. Like it's not even close. Heroes of Light and Shadow is great, and Shadow Dragon is okay. It's fine. It's very much a remake of the very first Fire Emblem game.
Yeah.
Which is also not as good as the third Fire Emblem game, which is what Heroes of Light and Shadow is a remake of. And Light and Shadow did not come to the US. It was almost the game that ended Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
But it made enough revenues where they went to like a final Hail Mary with Awakening.
Yeah.
And they didn't bring it to America. And so this team decided they were going to translate it. And they got slapped down so hard by Nintendo because they're like, you're pirating and you're altering and you're handing out our game for free. And they were like, in a language it's not available in to people who don't have purchasing access to this. And it's like, these are people who love your game so much that they are spending a massive amount of time to try and bring it to the fans.
Yeah.
You have no intention of it. They never have. They've never released that game. They don't speak its name.
Right.
But they slapped him down anyway. I can't help but look at that and go like, you just slapped your biggest fans.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem is dying and the biggest fans of it are rallying around it and you slap them.
Yeah.
And they're doing the same thing right now where it's like like you said, like it's the people don't have access to these things. They pirate it.
The more
and that can be a
become,
language barrier. It can be a financial barrier, or it can be all sorts of things. But like, this is a problem of like consumerism versus like consumer friendly.
You're
like,
just delaying the inevitable too. Like that's
you can't stop it.
It's that.
Well,
Go ahead.
it's also. I mean, I'll just say like it's also not just like something that's exclusive to like media. Like it's not. It's not something that like just applies to like movies and video games. It's also like it's any good, right? Like if people have purchasing power to buy like baby formula. Like they'll just buy it. But if they're broke,
they'll steal it.
They'll steal it.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's just and that's human nature.
Right.
And also, there's another big concern is that with like physical game media, the retail space is uniformly the same price.
Yeah.
It's the reason that Steam can offer a game for $30, but trying to put a $30 game in a Walmart is kind of difficult. Their space is a premium.
Right.
And so like I get that Nintendo, might have to like jump through some hoops to keep their games competitive, and they might download card things, don't like it. But like when they do all of that, they cut all these little corners and then they brick somebody's console over it. It's like, why are you like jumping through all these hoops, selling games that are expensive so that they can be in a kiosk, and you still can't get the one thing about used games that's supposed to be good about them is that they're supposed to be resellable. And people are now like, it is legitimate. Like there are the resale value of Switch games went down after that big wave of like,
big time.
Yeah,
because
like
people don't want to buy them if they're afraid it's going to break their console.
Of course.
Yeah.
But the thing, bringing us back to the Direct, because that's a great topic. We should put that in the topic bag.
Yep.
I think I did actually.
It probably is in there.
No, the thing with game key cards, that to be clear with anybody who's unclear on what they are, is that the issue with the game key card is twofold. Is that like you have to have space on your console to download the game, because the card is literally just contains like a TXT file that has a download code. Now the download code doesn't get tied to your console, so like I said, if you want to sell it later, you can, and it'll work on whoever's. It's not the same thing as a download code that becomes associated with your account. It's associated with the card, but you have to have space. And then the other one is more of a like future proofing type thing, where like the N64 games sitting on my shelf contain the game, so when I plug it in the N64 it works. This one has to call on an eShop that will go away someday,
and you can archive in fairness, like on PS4 has this feature, I'm sure the Switch does too, where games that are require massive downloads and are on these key card, whether it's a CD or a thing, you can archive them to an external hard drive or something, and then if the shop goes away, you put in the key card, you plug in the external hard drive, and you do still have the game. If you want to preserve your games and you ended up with a game key card, I strongly recommend you look into like how that's done for your system, but we shouldn't have to do that.
That's so many hoops, and some of it is inside Nintendo's control, some of it's outside Nintendo's control, because what people are noticing is that the Switch 2 cartridges are essentially they're essentially micro SD express cards.
Which only come
the smallest size they come in is 64 right now. They don't have and so Nintendo
the die for them at the factories don't exist to be smaller.
So Nintendo either has basically, like, if you get a Game Key card Switch 2 cartridge, it's just the same as a Switch 1 cartridge, because like in terms of its read.
Now I will say that like and
it's cheaper.
One thing that I think the thing that I do think they're missing a little bit of is that if your game is 8 gigs and you don't want to put it on a 64 gig cartridge, you don't have to do a Game Key card. Release it on a Switch 1 cartridge that'll only play on the Switch 2, and just force an install. Because I know you need the faster read speed, but installing 8 gigs off of a Switch 1 cartridge doesn't take that long. And the critical aspect, you will never need access to the internet.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, you just have to install it the way you do on a PS5, and you're using old slow memory. That's the solution here.
Yeah.
But see, this is a really good idea. A moot point, because the Switch 2 has no games.
Right. Well,
there's only Donkey Kong Bonanza.
That's all it is.
Which I'm still waiting to be given the green light of K. Rool to play.
Right.
But other than that, there are no video games. I did
There's literally
get a little moment of like, I want my mouse when I was looking at in a Walmart. I was looking at all the Switch games, and I was like, I guess they don't have Switch 2. And I turn around, and the case for the Switch 2 has the light broken in it, so it's off. And I crouch down, and I look with my old man eyes, and I see Donkey Kong Bonanza, just the whole top shelf. And I'm like, I want my mouse. I
Well,
am
I've
so
got-
excited to play a game with that mouse.
Where is Metroid?
I've got one
Mario
for you.
Paint?
Mario Paint came to the
NSO.
Oh.
And they updated their NSO with their new CRT filter. If you didn't know, the GameCube CRT filter is phenomenal.
So is the
Yeah.
N64.
And the N64 has recently been updated with a new CRT filter, and it's great. And now the SNES has it. I don't know why they went so hard on this CRT filter, but it looks
like
great.
magic. I think it's locked to the Switch too, though.
It
Isn't
is, yes.
Yeah. Because it's not a JPEG. It is like a constantly updating thing that probably could still run on Switch 1. I don't know why.
Do you think the reason that so many people enjoy Nintendo into their 30s and onward, seem to just keep enjoying it, is that the Mario Paint main theme song has drilled into our core memories,
Right.
and become a physical part of our brains
Well,
anatomy?
the creative exercise has the little
Yeah.
When you said Mario Paint, I immediately started thinking it. I just can't stop.
because you sat there for 6 hours and that, which the composer of that said that he purposefully made it about 2 minutes and 36 seconds,
Yeah.
which on the Super Nintendo was hard because it took up a lot of space.
Yeah.
But he was like, people are going to be listening to this literally for
a
hours,
while.
and it can't be like a 30-second loop.
They updated another game to support mouse control on Switch 2, one of the SNES games. What was it?
Did they?
I know they did. I remember
Maybe.
reading about how Mario Paint wasn't the only one.
Maybe the Japan only one, the one where you like lead Mario through a.
I think it was a Japan only
Yeah.
one. Now
You
that
want to know another
mention it.
game that supports mouse controls that is on Switch 2?
Desperately.
Deltarune.
Desperately.
Deltarune.
Shut up.
Yes.
Deltarune.
Name the game, please.
It's Deltarune.
Have you played it?
Desperately.
Well, I have played Deltarune, yeah, but not on Switch 2.
Oh, not on Switch 2.
Yeah.
Why not? Your roommate has one.
Because I'm broke.
Well, so taking
for long.
taking a sidetrack from the Direct for just a minute,
Okay.
have we heard there's other news that Nintendo, the Nintendo Switch 1 has finally joined every other console. We knew it was coming. Glad it happened to the Switch 1 before it happened to Switch 2. It is also still
It's
coming for the Switch 2. They will be increasing the price in the United States.
For Switch 1 and Switch 1 accessories.
Yeah, by $50 for the Switch 1.
Yeah. So an OLED is
crazy.
now.
Yeah.
An OLED is now
$50 less than the Switch 2.
What?
The OLED Switch costs $50 less than Switch 2.
It's now $399.
Yeah.
And
Here
the Switch
comes
is $349.
Here comes the part in every episode where there is a politically charged rant.
I mean, we can't really avoid it at this point,
No,
okay?
the-
because this is obviously a result of
I'm just going to
things that are happening in politics and to the American economy right now.
I'm just going to give a public service announcement to the people.
Okay.
It is illegal to say I want to kill the.
Don't say
Don't
it.
say it.
Don't say it.
Because it is illegal to say I want to kill.
Be careful! I have a bad feeling about this!
Very, very illegal.
Very
You can't
illegal.
say it.
Do not say it.
What's not illegal to say?
With a mortar launcher.
Because that's a completely independent sentence. It
Yeah.
doesn't. It's not connected.
It has
to anything.
nothing to do.
Has
with
no relation.
I really love that the audience is only going to hear
Welcome
with
back.
the board launcher. I'm just going to bleep everything
Fair.
Aerosmith says.
Fair.
So that was the news, guys.
Yeah.
Lots
That was
going
the news.
on.
There's a lot of it.
There was
fun.
more to the Nintendo Direct, like the Adventures of Elliot that we talked about at the front. There was.
I think we can all agree Pac-Man was the highlight.
I also want to say
Monster
this.
Hunter Stories looks good.
Stories 3 does look good.
Yeah.
Let's go back to that
I'm
for
gonna
just a
be-
second because we are everyone here is a Monster Hunter fan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
I've never played Stories,
Unless
though.
I'm wrong, none of us have played Monster Hunter
No,
Stories.
I've never played.
3 looks incredible.
It looks like a
Does look
next gen
good.
game.
I
Like, it looks
actually,
like an actual
I
game.
saw that trailer and I was like, I kind of want just like a regular Monster Hunter game to look like this.
I
know
love
what I
it.
mean?
cel
It
shaded,
looks
like-
really
I think that
cool.
would be like a Monster Hunter game that's just cell shaded like that.
that would fix their performance problems that they're having with Wilds. If
Yeah.
they just tone the
I
graphics
would love a
back
Monster
bit.
Hunter game that looks like that, but unfortunately, they don't make Monster Hunter anymore.
No.
They haven't for a certain amount of years that I'm not going to say.
For 64 years.
64 years.
64 years.
Since the last Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
It was called Monster Hunter Try.
Yeah.
And back then, I just
They
had a
used to
few
try.
gray hairs in my
They used to
beard.
try, yeah. No, the Monster Hunter Stories looks great. If you're an RPG fan, I think this direct.
I mean, I have a friend who is an RPG
I do
fan, and
too,
he was
yeah.
like, "This was so cool. What didn't you love this direct?" And I was
I
like,
don't know.
"I didn't see Elden Ring there. I didn't see Dustbloods. I didn't see any of the. I didn't see the new James Bond game. All these games we were told were coming to Switch. Where are they? The other one was I was sure. I was like, I know what game this direct is going to be all about because it's a partner game, but it's one that everybody actually cares about. Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment. That's a band. That's a Koei Tecmo game.
It did have a pretty cool.
It did have a cool trailer, but for Age of Calamity, they had at a partner direct. They had the full. They had a full segment for it.
They're going to give it its own direct.
They're going to give it its own direct, clearly, but it wasn't here.
How crazy was it though that they closed on Fi's theme?
Yeah,
did you
that
notice
was
that?
pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
because
because
It's playing Fi's theme, and there's a robot.
A robot's like getting put together.
Well, because it's a Legend of Zelda game, Link has to be in it. But if you know the story of Tears of the Kingdom,
he can't be in it.
He can't be in it.
But a robot can be in it.
But a robot Link can
put his soul in a robot like Alphonse.
Yeah.
The thing I'll say about this direct is the partner direct that comes right after a console launch when it's Nintendo is always a disappointment.
Yeah.
And the reason it's always a disappointment is because Nintendo's always up to something wacky with their new consoles, and this is just the games the partners are releasing on it, but it's not games they made for it.
Yeah, third parties don't fully support a Nintendo console until they know it's a success. The Switch, they were like, I don't know, your last one kind of sucked, and then when the Switch was successful, everybody's rushing to port everything, and then with Switch 2, they're like, I don't know, your last one was massively successful, and then when it sells out, they're going to be.
It could have been lightning in a bottle.
It could have been.
They also don't have the development kit.
It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it was since the console's already sold almost 6 million.
Yeah.
Well, and their buddies always like the big guys like Sega and Capcom and Namco go all in. Like I noticed when you're looking at the product page for Pac-Man World 2. Like I was looking through and I was like, oh, I wonder if they if you go to like the PlayStation 5 version, they put the PS5 version up front. No, if you go to the PS5 version and you scroll over to like it's showing you the reversible covers and all the stuff pre-order bonus. Nope, Switch 2 is the main one and everything else is like stacked behind. So those guys usually do support them really hardcore. I want to. So closing out the news though, do we think
almost never
do we think that Nintendo's got another Nintendo Direct in the chamber, a real like
September,
full-fledged
September. Not we got nothing. We got nothing in August.
Okay,
yeah. Which is surprising. I was sure they were going to have a big Nintendo release for August because we had Donkey Kong in July, and I was like looking at their Nintendo releases that for the next little while. I was like, there's a couple of months where there's nothing. I wonder how they're going to fill them, and the answer seems to be. They are not.
Isn't September usually the month where they have like a big Nintendo Direct?
That's what I was saying. Just that it's like we don't ever get a Direct in July, and they released a console in June, so they didn't have a Direct in June.
Right.
No. I mean, they had the Mario Kart Direct. Or was it?
We might honestly. You know what? I'll take it back. We might see that rumored, Hyrule Warriors Direct in August.
Maybe.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
But that doesn't.
But guys, none of this matters because Hollow Knight Silksong will be playable at Gamescom at the Xbox booth. We're an Xbox podcast now, people. Nintendo is dead to us.
Phil Spencer already tried to warn you. This podcast is
an Xbox, and we ifter duped it all of you. It's an Xbox. Look at the color of my look at
the X. Look at the box,
and then look at the color of my microphone. How did you not know we were an Xbox podcast this whole time?
That was the news.
That was the news.
Yeah.
Which anytime the news is settling and it's all going down, we all start to feel the swell of demand for Topic of the Week. Topic of the Week. Harrison, reach your meaty claw into the topic bag. So we can figure out.
Have you ever used the Zelda?
I never have. I always use the Mario Party drum roll.
Try to use the Zelda.
Yeah.
Use it for this one.
Mr. Editor, You do it.
You do it.
Oh, this is a tiny one.
Oh.
It's probably
Who is
Quinn's
it?
then.
This is from Devin.
Oh. Did we just talk about it a bunch?
Was Nintendo's transparency about game key cards a mistake?
Yes.
Oh.
We don't have to spend a lot of time, but I am curious what you think.
Yeah, obviously, because game key cards are a huge problem that have been going on for a long time. They happens on PlayStation, happens on Xbox, has been since PS4 days, and nobody cared because most people didn't realize it. And those of us who did realize it were real mad and real marginalized. And Nintendo put it right there on the front of the box, and now everybody's mad at them. So, yes, you should absolutely lie to your customers.
No, I'm going to disagree with this. I'm going to say that sometimes to expose the cabal of villains, you must join the Legion of Doom.
Okay.
And then
infiltrate
make
from the inside.
And then you make them. You walk around. You sow discord. You go, hey guys, we're stronger than the super justice friends.
Like,
we don't have to hide in a swamp anymore, people. We can just come out and fight them. And then you come out to fight them, and you get destroyed. And that is why Gorilla Grodd is clearly a hero, right? Because he convinces the justice or the injustice friends to fight the justice league.
It's like I always said, Machiavelli was the hero of the story.
He got all the bad people together.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
Right.
And exposed them for being bad. No, I'm saying they took on the mantle of evil, greedy, capitalist pig to expose this, like you said.
Yeah.
Most people didn't know. Those who did were marginalized.
That's
now
true.
Everyone knows.
Nintendo has been saying the quiet part out loud.
Yeah.
They did.
The problem is that like there's just a weird, we all know it, there's just a weird like double standard when it comes to Nintendo that has always existed.
Yeah.
And like
I don't know though, like I agree with you that there is a weird double standard when it comes to Nintendo, and it has to do with the fact that people view them as a kids company more than the others. However, I think if Sony or Microsoft plastered game key card on the front of their game cases, they also would have gotten pushback, and that's why they hid it. But Nintendo wants to appear more transparent.
I think if PlayStation and Xbox put game key card on the front of their things, people would be confused because it's not a card.
Harrison's stitching you
Punch
up on
him in the face.
Details. Now, the reason I asked that question is just because, like, and the reason I say that Nintendo's held to a different standard is, like, I've seen people knock an entire review point off of a Nintendo game. And I'm not joking that in the description, the only complaint was it drops an occasional frame here and there. Nintendo has literally set a precedent that their games run so flawlessly that if it contains frame drops, they don't want it to be a 10 out of 10. They want it to be a 9 out of 10. Like Last of Us can literally have an average frame rate of 27, and they're like crying over it.
Well, didn't The Witcher actually have wasn't it locked at 24 frames per second?
It may have been. I don't know
when it came out.
But my point
is
that like
I'm sorry,
things that people will stitch Nintendo up on, they don't think it's fair to
there's
say
obviously
about
a double standard.
But so
okay, but yes, but when like LeBron James or like Michael Jordan would like miss a shot, everyone would be like, "It's over. He's clearly washed up."
My goat as well.
I really don't like that you're right, but it is.
Yeah, it's different when like when the king makes a bad call, like the whole council has to be like, you're leading the kingdom to disaster.
It's not fair.
But when some mud-slinging peasant drawing X's on the ground and saying this is a box, right? It makes a bad call. Who cares?
True. No, true.
Yeah.
Xbox can't make a bad call because nothing's an Xbox and everything is. And Xbox matters and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And it might be in the room with us, but it probably is.
It definitely is. It's somewhere.
But it is. And it doesn't matter. When Nintendo starts to slip, the industry starts to slip.
True. Nintendo was the last holdout. And what's weird is Nintendo is the last holdout.
I mean, they have not released a game on
and
a key
they said
card.
they won't. Like they promised their fans, like, don't worry, we created this monster, but we won't be the monster. It's like, and the thing is,
that is pressure from other companies, though.
Huh?
Maybe that's pressure from other companies.
Well, to be fair,
it's absolutely pressure from other companies because those other companies probably said, well, we're just not releasing because we can't physical. We'll release as download, and the key card is an alternate option. That's absolutely pressure from other companies.
Which we touched on it earlier.
But the question wasn't, does key cards existing bad call on Nintendo's part? They basically don't have a say in that other than to say no.
Was
being transparent about the key cards a mistake? Yeah. And I like Ethan's take, Legion of Doom take, and I like my Doom of Doom take.
I don't think you should. Here's the thing: is that I think what Xbox and PlayStation, the business decisions around those consoles, are duplicitous. If you're going to sell me a piece of plastic with a promise inside, tell me.
At least be upfront about it.
Yeah, I mean, like if I'm, I don't have a Switch 2, so I don't have this problem. But like if I can imagine if I went into GameStop and I was looking to buy a game and I saw a game, I was like, oh, I kind of want this game. Yeah. If it said on the front of the box, like, this is just a key card, I would be like, okay, well, I'm just going to go home and download it. I would rather them tell me.
But what if you got it home and you put it in and it said downloading?
Well, I mean, this kind of happened when I bought the Mega Man X Legacy Collection, because when I took it home and it was like, oh, Legacy Volume 2 is just a download code. It's just a code. I was a little mad because I was like,
kind of miffed.
Yeah, no, and that's my thought, is that like my take is that I don't think it was bad transparency because they are held to a different standard, and it would be an even bigger PR nightmare if they just snuck it in and didn't let anybody know.
They will get caught. Nintendo will get caught. Sony will get caught and they'll go, well, this is bad. Xbox will get caught and they go, you still make games? And Nintendo will get caught and they'll go, it's over.
It's over. Literal.
Link and Mario are dead. Yeah. It's like, I don't think they are, but I understand the feeling.
And the fans wouldn't trust them anymore. Yeah. They would be like, you lie. But the thing is that like Furukawa coming out and being so transparent that he just openly said that like the new faster read speeds are expensive and we can only make 2 SKUs. One that doesn't have the read speeds.
Yeah.
And one that does have the read speeds and is 64 gigabytes.
Yeah.
You got like Pac-Man World 2 Repack Edition coming out in September. I don't have the date, but
buy it on the eShop.
On the eShop.
No.
The thing is, Namco really understands like how to remake a game, and they want the game to be $39.99 or I think it's $29.99. They want it to be affordable because they're like, this is a game you've already played before.
Put it on a Switch 1 card, force an install.
That's a really good idea. I'm glad I'm glad you brought that up. But they're like, they can't afford to put it on a big expensive cartridge because their sales on it will be basically,
and they're not as smart as me.
Nothing, and they're not as smart as you, clearly. Especially because it is on a Switch cartridge. No, but the thing is, I think it's only a gigabyte. It's only like 8 gigabytes. So I think that's my sort of take on it, is like it wasn't a mistake to be transparent. It just, there was no good way around it. Like I think it's such it's a rare occurrence where it's just a bummer that it has to be this way, but there's really nothing else that there's no way around
it. With key cards, like, you're always going to have pushback, but I think being out in the open, like, you'll receive some pushback. But if you were lying about it or trying to cover it up, like, that's
the cover up can be worse than the crime sometimes. Like let's say there's a guy and you like spent a lot of time around him and you flew all over the world with him and you were like shaking his hand and you hugged him, you invited him to your place, and then that guy goes to jail and maybe you strangle that guy in his sleep and then you are trying, because you don't want anyone to know that you were with the guy who went to jail, and then you tell everybody, all the other people that were with this guy, and you've got proof, but then you see that you're in the proof, and so you say there was no proof the whole time, and like that, the cover up just keeps becoming worse and worse in the crime. That's Nintendo.
You're referencing.
I'm talking about Nintendo.
I see what you're doing. You're referencing Watergate.
What you're telling
I'm talking about Nintendo, the children's video game toy.
What you're telling me is that video game key cards are pedophiles.
Yeah, exactly.
That's ridiculous. Get that out. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Let's see. Do we have time for another topic? Yeah, let's go for another topic. Harrison,
well, let me.
You cherry picked one, didn't you?
No,
you cherry picked one of yours.
No, I was already like picking one while you all were talking, and I realized that by doing that cuts out the Zelda sound effect that we can edit in right now.
Make a meat sloshing sound as he does it, because we call it a meat claw. Get the
actually, don't.
Yeah.
Just no audio.
If you have to, no audio for the whole video.
This one is from Ty.
Oh. It's a good one then.
It's a good one, actually. Games that take you back.
Games that take you back.
Games that take you back.
Games take you back.
Ooh.
Let's talk about some games to take you back. Y'all.
Let me tell you something. I wonder if I could pull out my phone and play a single thing on it. It would take you all back immediately.
Do you have your phone on?
I do. I do.
Go for it.
Can I do it? Okay.
Go for it. And while you queue it up, Harrison, what's a game that just takes you back?
Man, there's so many.
Yeah.
There's so many good ones. Shoot. Yeah, I can't really just pick one. I've been playing Valheim recently, and that's been taking me back to when we were playing it.
That's a real good one.
When everyone here but Devin
you didn't
played it.
Yeah.
I was there.
He was there a little bit.
No, I like that you went with one that wasn't that far back.
Yeah. Valheim is,
but it was a moment
when
in time.
When the sounds play in the first meadow. Oh my god, that gets me every time.
Yeah,
I think for me the one that like is instantaneous, because there are some old games where like you play them, but I've been playing them so much that they've been with me through like every phase of my life. Like Mario 64. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I played it as a little kid, but it's been with me so regularly that it does take me back. Yeah. But it's also like part of my soul.
Yeah.
But the game that like instantly when I just hear the music, I am 12 years old on my trip to Florida is Crystal Chronicles.
No,
I knew that was also the game that I most thought of, and it's definitely what he's queuing up.
Yeah, thank you.
That's it. I'm taken back. I'm 12.
Literally, as soon as I hear that, I'm a little kid. Like I'm a little kid, so and like Ty and Quentin are fighting.
Yeah, constantly.
Like me and Ethan, I'm technically a middle child, but I grew up so long as a youngest. I think personality-wise, I'm probably closer to youngest.
Yeah,
but the most middle child like brain connection that me and Ethan ever had was sitting there playing Crystal Chronicles with Ty and Quentin, because me and Ethan chill, me and Ty chill, Ty and Ethan chill. Ethan and Quentin chill. Me and Quentin chill. Quentin and Ty all out war. Yeah. Instant warfare. Flashbacks. Like
it's because Ty had like a very organized system where we're going to give Ethan all the money because he's the merchant's kid and he's going to buy things, but he's going to just give them to us. We had this cooperative communist utopia, and Quinn's over here like, mine.
He was too. He was too. Quinn, also, the hilarious part, I'm going to just take 1 second to talk about Crystal Chronicles, is that like as an adult looking back on that game, our comp was the worst.
It was it was bad.
So bad. Ty played heavy DPS, but he wasn't a lilty. No. He was the defense boy's Clavat. I played defense, and I was a lilty. So we were literally backwards.
I was spellcasting.
Closest.
No, Selkies have the slowest spell casting other than lilties.
That's true.
It's really slow.
It's really
Clavats
slow.
with a buff and Ukes with their buff are equal speeds. Ukes are normally a little faster. Clavats get a bigger buff than Ukes do. So
that's the thing. Quentin was the objective best mage, and I don't think he ever cast a spell. No. He literally just went around and like hit things stuff. With his terrible hammer that does no damage. No wonder that game was so hard.
Yeah, it was bonkers hard.
See, just mentioning the game, and I'm 11 years old.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna finally. I'm gonna finally put it together so we can play that game.
We need to
on stream.
Maybe on the channel.
Maybe on stream. We're not talking about remastered.
No.
I'm gonna put it. We're playing the original.
We're gonna play the original through legitimate means.
Yeah, totally legitimate means over the internet.
Or we could just go over to that couch and play
that would be the flex. That would be the flex, is if Nintendo put that on the.
That would be the Gigaflex
with Game Boy connectivity. Yeah. You can plug in the Game Boys to a Game.
It would be. Listen, if Nintendo wanted to earn back all their cred with me, all of it, all at once, they release it and it's the remastered one. but it has the
But it's just
couch
fake.
co-op.
It's literally the
it's
same
just fake.
game.
It's
That would
just
be
fixed.
amazing.
Let me tell you something. This is dumb.
Mm.
This one's dumb because you took my good one.
I took your
Yeah.
good one. I'm
Let
sorry.
me tell you something. The Jedi Knight series.
Oh, that's
I
actually a
actually
good one.
agree.
No, that's a
That's
good
a
one.
great
Does
one.
take me back.
You grab the Jedi Knight series, and I don't
Yeah.
know what. It's something about how the characters kind of look like action figures,
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you just feel like you're
Yeah.
playing with toys.
Kyle
again.
Katarn's like laughing that that
Yeah.
just takes me
10 out of 10.
back. It's
10
so
out of 10.
good.
10 out of 10.
For us, this is a really deep cut, but for us, it was also the JKA files.
Yes.
yeah.
I don't know if they
Ah.
still exist.
They do.
They
I bet
they
they
have to exist
catch up-
somewhere.
Anyone who hasn't seen it, like Harrison here,
Yeah,
it's literally these fans that came together and they created cutscenes using the models of the games and lines
it is
from
a
the games to
YouTube-
make like
I'll show you.
it's
some-
really close to
it's called-
YouTube poop.
so it's
It's
a
like
guy,
a coherent YouTube.
I
poop.
still
Yeah.
remember this. He's called Eagle Striker. He made all of those videos. They were so funny.
Yeah.
They're some of the funniest things I've ever seen on the internet.
Yeah.
And then he just never did anything again.
Yeah.
Which
I
good for you,
went
Eagle
looking for
They're
him.
really good.
He
Yeah.
he like never did anything
he
again.
probably has like a wife and kids and is like very
Yeah, he just did it
happy.
for fun.
He's just
Unlike
a dumb,
every
successful
other-
doctor now.
Yeah, unlike
Yeah.
every other
could have had
YouTuber.
internet
Right.
cred.
Yeah.
The JKA files though was the modding database. You could download
Exactly.
those videos off of there.
That's
but
what
like
it was. That's
they
what it was.
did things like crazy things. That was the first game I learned how to code. I learned because all the code
Yeah.
was like
NPC
unpacked.
spawn. I had no clue what
Yeah.
NPC was. But
Yeah.
then I knew the code NPC spawn, and
Yeah.
that's where I learned non-playable character and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
and they took a picture of Ewan McGregor and they warped his face,
And it looked
and
really-
then they
yeah.
mapped that onto a model, and they meshed it onto a model, and it just was like the best. It looked better than the Revenge of the Sith video game.
Yeah, it
character.
did.
Like the mods for that game were on
They
another
were very
level.
impressive.
So what it was made in, I believe it was made in Quake.
And
was.
Quake 3.
Ravensoft was big on opening the source files.
And so
Yeah,
they
yeah, they were.
it was very, very moddable.
I
And
saw that
absolutely
when I
incredible.
was in Walmart. I saw the bundle Jedi Knight, Outcast, and Academy
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. Let me tell you something. When you play Jedi Academy and you can pick whatever force powers you want, and you can just pick a bunch of dark sides, and every so often Luke will pop up in between missions, and he goes, "Dude, you're mad as hell. I don't know
Yeah.
why you're so angry all
Yeah.
the time."
Right.
Right. First of all, that's hilarious. Second of all, when you force choke somebody and then you move the mouse really fast and they just go like flying off in a different
Yeah.
direction.
So funny.
Absolutely the best thing in a Star Wars game ever is
Yeah.
to
So
just
funny.
like
Yeah.
super powerful Sith Lord standing in
Yeet.
front of you, and he's just gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just like gets yeeted, and you hear that like stormtrooper
Incredible.
sound effect.
So good.
Hilarious.
So
the
good.
glitches,
The
they're all
glitches.
great.
were
Every
goated.
single
good.
glitch was funny.
Yeah.
How sad is it that on modern consoles, specifically the Switch,
Yeah.
we have all of them now except the first Jedi Knight, Dark Forces 2.
I know.
We
Yeah.
got Dark Forces, we've got Jedi Outcast, and we've got Jedi Academy.
But
you
not
can't-
Jedi Knight or its expansion.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't. Or yeah,
Mysteries
or
of the Sith.
what was it called?
Mysteries of the Sith.
Mysteries of the Sith. Yeah. So Harrison,
So-
what game takes you back?
yeah.
Is it Jedi Knight?
So I was sitting here the whole time trying to like narrow it down,
Mhm.
and it's really difficult for me because there are a lot of like periods of time in my life where I would just like play one game for like months and months and months, and then I would move on to like another game.
Yeah.
So it was like, like, oh, if I like recently I found some old saves of mine from of Minecraft, and I picked them back up. And I was going through them. I was like, man, I remember when I was like going around this world. I remember when I built this house and I was like 13 years old.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh man, like that's crazy. But it's not, the game doesn't take me back. It was just
That
that
world.
save took me back.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was kind of difficult.
Legos don't take me back. The Lego I
Yeah.
made when I was 6 takes me back.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so it like, it was really difficult for me to like, I think I've narrowed it down to 3 games.
Mhm.
All of them are on the PlayStation 1.
Oh,
Yeah,
Um,
that doesn't surprise me.
Spyro
'cause
better be one.
Zoomer.
Shoot. Spyro. There are 4 games.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That
yeah.
sound effect every time gets
Yeah.
me.
That's my
Incredible.
text
I
notification.
know,
sound.
yeah.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah,
time
really?
takes
It's
me
great.
Which
back.
one? The fairy striking him or
No, it's
Sparks
Sparks grabbing a
Sparks grabbing
gem.
a gem.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a gem or a butterfly.
No, he gulps the butterfly.
He
Gulps
gulps
the butterfly.
butterfly,
That's what it was.
but the-
zaps the gems.
Yeah.
He makes a little.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Well, okay, let me see if I can
So-
guess one of them. Is one of them Raymond?
Surprisingly, no.
Oh, okay.
Rayman also doesn't take me back. Like it does feel like a modern indie game when you play.
Yeah.
I mean, I do really like
Which
Rayman
quick
games.
side note, Harrison, we're our dream came true, baby. Rayman 2, just Rayman 2 in its base form was leaked that it's coming to NSO.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
We got it.
Yeah.
We got it, baby. That was like one of the first things me and him talked about when you were on the podcast the first time. I was like, Ubisoft, where's Rayman 2 on the Switch?
Yeah.
Not a remake, not anything. Rayman 2 has to come out on every console that exists ever. Where is it? Base form, no changes.
Yep.
Go back. Go ahead.
Yeah. So like, because like Kingdom Hearts is also like, I was trying to think of like games that were like major parts of my childhood. So like Kingdom Hearts, the Mega Man Battle Network series, Pokemon Heart Gold, like I put like hundreds of hours into those games.
Yeah.
But if I was to pick them up now, I don't know if I would be taken back to when I would be like, oh, like this game is so much fun. I remember when but I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm like 12 again.
Right.
I think so.
It's a very specific type of game that takes.
So you all talked about comfort games that you always go back to, and I think that like the games that take me back are always like my comfort games, because not only do I remember when I was playing them as a kid, I also remember when I played them like when I went back and revisited them like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
So Spyro, I don't go back and play like the original Spyro, but I do play the Reignite trilogy because it plays. It's a really good remake. It actually just plays exactly like the originals.
Right.
Crash Team Racing, kinda.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to exactly one audience member, my brother, because we would play Crash Team Racing all the time. Like we would spend hours and hours and hours. We would only
I'm
race.
shocked that he's an audience member.
Yeah, he texts me every now and then. He sent me a picture of a screenshot from one of the episodes, and he was like, "Where's your hair?" And I just hit him back with, "I don't know. Where's yours?" Oh, genetics. We would just like, but we would. The only track we would race on was Sewer Speedway, and when the remake came out, they completely butchered that stage.
They did,
and that was what made me like turn on the remake. Was that stage specifically?
The collision,
because the collision, you couldn't do like any of the shortcuts. It was stupid, but Activision for you. So there's that. Spyro, Mega Man Legends.
Yeah, Mega Man Legends is
the second I hear like the Flutter theme or Apple Market, I'm back. I'm back, baby.
Immediately.
Yeah,
I'm back, baby. I'm back to when I was 8 years old, watching my brother play it.
Yeah.
I'm back to when I was 13 and I was playing it on my PSP in high school.
Yeah.
I'm back to when I was playing it 3 years ago on my computer. It's just
hear that music. Absolutely, it strikes the mother load. Every time.
Exactly.
I think
that's such a.
And I don't know if you'll agree with this, but I think that for me, for whatever reason, something that instantly takes me back is if there's something I experienced like as a child, but it was like at all melancholy.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's such a weird feeling as a kid.
Yeah.
When you, no matter what, like when you talked about Mega Man Legends, I've listened to like the Apple Market and other stuff, like just as music, just as like it's so peppy and upbeat and stuff. But there's a song in Mega Man Legends that if someone wants to play it, that's also fine. And look it up. It's called "The Theme of Love."
Yeah.
Anytime you hear it, it's kind of sad. And I remember as a kid, like I don't know why, but like really like melancholy and like somber music just like stopped me in my tracks because I wasn't used to hearing it, especially in like colorful cartoon video games.
Yeah.
And so like for me, anytime like a song like that comes on, it's always going to take me back, which Crystal Chronicles to some degree is that way. The opening, this one, which I'll play it for the viewers so they can, it's like, it's got not quite that like upbeat feeling to it. I think because it stands out. Yeah.
There are two moments in Mega Man Legends that like really stood out to me as like a kid, and that was the the shoot, what were they called? It wasn't like Subgate. Maybe it was Subgate in the first
subgates
one.
Are in it, yeah.
It was the underground cities in the first one.
Yeah.
Where you go under and like you look up and there's like you could see the stars, but you're underground.
Yeah.
And it's just like you're in this city and it's like abandoned.
They did
and it's
it
just
before Elden Ring.
and
did
you're
it.
just like, this is clearly like the ruins of an advanced civilization. I mean, you go around the ruins and it is,
Sure, yeah.
but this is like those just feel like dungeons, right? Like it doesn't feel
Right.
like people live there.
No.
But you go to the cities and you're like, feels like people lived here, and now that's all that's there are like these robots that want to kill you, and
Right.
it makes you like wonder like
Yeah.
what was here, right?
Yeah, what was it like?
What was it like? And then in Mega Man Legends 2,
all
the
of Yatsuke Town in Mega Man Legends 2 is just the Snow Town is
Yeah.
just like as a little kid,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like mesmerizing.
yeah, I
I got
that
stuck
too.
there for a really long time, and
Yeah.
I couldn't figure
yeah.
out how to do something.
Yeah.
Forget what it was we couldn't figure out, but we
Yeah.
were stuck there for like
Yeah.
6 months.
Do you remember the first time you walk into like the area, the first area that's like leading up to the tunnel in Mega Man Legends 2? And there's like that white bunny with red eyes. Just, like,
it scared me as a
it
kid.
scared me so bad because I was
Yeah.
like, Reaverbot. And then you're like, oh, not Reaverbot. And that's
Yeah.
clever because then you walk across the bridge and like a Reaverbot's head pops up and is
Yeah.
like watching you walk. And
Yeah.
it was just,
Peak.
I
Absolute
think-
peak.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also for me at the time, I was really scared of Tails Doll because of the creepypasta.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was like
Tails
8
Doll.
years old.
what's Tails Doll?
It's from Sonic R.
But there's,
Oh,
yeah.
there's a creepypasta.
Literally
about it.
Tails Doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
There was a
Uh,
creepypasta about it that
yeah.
scared me as a kid. But,
Oh.
Yeah.
I wasn't a kid when
Um,
creepypasta came out, so
yeah,
thank goodness. Yeah.
But
Okay,
yeah.
so cool.
Well, but no, for Mega Man Legends 2, it's the final the first phase of the final boss.
Mm.
Because you're just like you're in this like library.
Yeah.
And it's dark, but you're fighting like a giant you're fighting someone who had helped you through the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, the final game, and I didn't play this game until I was like 13 or 14, but it's weird because when I first played it, it also took me back because of its tie-ins with other games I had played as a kid.
Mhm.
And that is Final Fantasy VII.
I get that. Yeah, I know.
Because
exactly what you
whenever
mean,
I play it, like I think about Kingdom Hearts.
Mhm.
I think about Dissidia, which I played as a kid. Yeah, like just going through that and like going through, because I also remember when I was like 8 years old, like watching my cousins play it
Yeah.
when they were going through it for the first time. So like kind of like going through Midgar, even when I like actually played it for the first time later in life, going through it, I was like, oh, I remember when I first saw this.
Yes.
8 is the same way for me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
played it in college on my PSP, and
Yeah.
it was just something else.
Yeah.
I
And
had
it was-
I had literally an identical
Yeah.
experience with Mario RPG. As a kid, I saw it all the time, and its music had this like wispy, like fairy tale sound to it, and it used a very
Yeah.
specific sound font, and it stuck in my brain. I did not play Mario RPG until I was married. Like I didn't go back through it, but as soon as I booted it up, I remembered all the first times that I saw this stuff,
Yeah.
even though I'd never played the game.
Well, and like my experience with or my history with Final Fantasy, you know, like I played Kingdom Hearts, you know, when I was like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And so like when I was about like 8 years old, my cousin he was really big into like hacking PSPs,
Yeah.
and he got Dissidia before it came out in America. And so I like went over to his house, and he was like, oh yeah, there's this game. It's got Cloud from Kingdom Hearts on it. And so I was like navigating the menus, and it's all in Japanese, and I didn't understand it. And I'm like, oh, there's Cloud and Sephiroth from Kingdom Hearts. Who are these other people?
To be fair, my
and it-
introduction to Final Fantasy was also Kingdom
Yeah.
Hearts.
Well, and it was also like it made me go like it made me want to learn like who are these other characters, and I liked the idea that like, you know, it was the main characters and the villains. And so I would watch on YouTube like the first cutscene and the last cutscene of every Final Fantasy game, and I just had to guess what the story was.
Right.
And
You
so
Elden
I was
Ringed it.
yeah.
You Elden Ringed
And
it,
so
yeah.
I came like in my imagination there are all these different stories, and so when I actually went and sat down and played Final Fantasy VII,
it
was
so
like
disappointing.
it was no, it was like oh, that's what it was.
Right.
And it was also partially like everything that I had seen of Final Fantasy VII before I actually played it was just Midgar.
Mhm.
So when like I had been playing, because I was like 13, I didn't know what I was doing, so I was just running around and doing all this dumb stuff. So it took me like 20 hours to get through Midgar.
Yeah.
And once you leave Midgar, and then the world opens up,
And then the game starts.
and then the game starts.
right.
I was like, oh,
I didn't have to. Yeah, right.
oh, this game is because Midgar already
massive, yeah.
felt really big.
It's like you
Yeah,
could put a whole game there.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like you could do a whole game just in that
No.
part.
if
that'd be
only Square
ridiculous.
Enix did.
Do you know? I'll leave you on this, Harrison. When I was dating my now wife, I was mentioning Kingdom Hearts, and she was like, she mentioned your brother. She was like, oh yeah, Redacted. Redacted likes that game too, and I was like, oh yeah. She goes, I can tell that you guys are both fans, and I was like, really? She goes, yeah, because for some reason fans of it don't call it Kingdom Hearts, that you call it Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
No, that's just because you're both Kentucky boys.
Yeah.
Well, and you just said it, and I was like, listen, we say the name so often, and it's too hard to keep saying Kingdom Hearts.
We got to cut a
Kingdom
syllable
Hearts.
out.
So we say Kingdom Hearts.
I think that games that take you back, at least for me,
Mhm.
are those games that were at that pivotal moment
Yeah.
in your life, but also, at least in my case, are the ones that I don't go back to as often. You know, Metroid Prime is a game that I love. It's one of my favorite games of all time. It doesn't really take me back because I've played it so often. There are so many times it could take me back
A
too.
Link to the
Yeah.
Past.
It could take
for
me, it could take me back to just like 6 months ago.
Same thing with Mario 64.
Yeah.
But the game that I think of that takes me back is not as good of a game. It might not even really be a good game. I'm not totally sure these days.
Mario.
I think it
teaches
is though.
typing.
Is Star Fox Adventures. Just the like music from
Yeah.
that game. I hear it and I'm like, oh, because the last time I actually sat down and played it through was a decade and a half
Yeah.
ago. Like it's been a long time.
No.
But that game was at just that like formative moment.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was very cozy playing through it, and I took my time, and I don't know why that game is that.
That's
And
interesting.
the other one, I'm picking weird ones because a lot of mine are ones you guys already
Yeah.
covered.
I'm very
Crystal
curious.
Chronicles is the most.
I'm very
Yeah.
curious if it's another one that's trapped on its console. 'Cause
This one-
a lot of ones we.
This one's not,
Oh.
Actually,
but only recently not.
Yeah.
Which is the Lion King on Super Nintendo. That game actually
I know
takes
what
me
you
back.
mean. It takes
takes
me
back
too.
because it
does
took
too.
me 4 years to beat. Because
It was so
the
hard.
middle level is so
Yeah.
hard.
that they purposefully
Yeah.
did because of Blockbuster.
Yeah, that's wild. But yeah, it takes me back though but not necessarily in a good way.
No.
I associate it with
Trauma.
feelings of trauma and frustration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I legit like get a little bit nervous whenever I get to the stage that's
anxious.
night and
Yeah.
has leopards on it
Oh my god.
because I'm like, okay, I barely survived the monkeys. I have like
Yeah.
no lives left, and if you die,
It's
you're
over.
You're just back at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Rewind button
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the new one. Thank God.
Thank
in the
God.
collection.
For me, there's one other one that's
Yeah.
worth mentioning because it's bizarre
Mhm.
because the way it is experienced now is a little different than when it came out. Is Final Fantasy XIV's expansion Heaven's Ward.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why, because like Shadowbringers, phenomenal.
Shadowbringers
Right.
takes me back actually because I went through it when I first moved here.
See, for
So-
me, Shadowbringers doesn't take me back because I was already like on the Final Fantasy XIV train. Like I'm already enjoying it. Like I somehow made it through Stormblood, right? Like and it's
Yeah.
like I'm like on the train going right toward Endwalker. But like A Realm Reborn was kind of like silly fun if you enjoy Final Fantasy, if you enjoy this like setting of Final
Yeah.
Fantasy. have like A Realm Reborn is great. It's like, you're fighting the summons from Final Fantasy, and
Yeah.
it's fun, and your character looks cool.
No, you're
and
the Moogle.
Yeah, yeah.
fun. Yeah, the Moogle, good King Moogle mod.
Yeah.
Song
So
slaps.
Yeah.
Game's fun and fine. Like I was enjoying it. I was like, I eventually started to get into it. I was like, you know what? I just kind of like Final Fantasy. That's why I'm playing this game.
I remember when I first went through A Realm Reborn, like because I started as a thaumaturge.
nightmare.
I started an Olda, and I remember walking around and mentioning to one of our friends, like, this reminds me a lot of Final Fantasy VII because the area is like very reminiscent of like Cosmo Canyon, and like a lot of the buildings, like they kind of had this like, I mean, it's not pre-rendered, but it kind of reminded me of like a pre-rendered look that a lot of Final Fantasy VII
For
had.
me, it was like a little bit of like Final Fantasy 12 is the reason I kept coming
Yeah.
back to it. Is I
Yeah, it
really
looks
liked
a
the
lot
Royal
like-
City of Rabanastre from
Yeah.
12. And I was like, this is very similar. So, but then I get to
If only there was
Heaven's
a
Ward,
raid.
and I was like, I told a friend of mine, I was like, I'm not sure I'm sold on it, on just switching to like, like all these knights versus dragons story. I'm like, I'm not entirely sold on it because it doesn't look like Final Fantasy,
Sure.
a Final Fantasy I can map to right now.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, like it's probably the most nostalgic of all of them because it's set in like a wintry theme, which is very nostalgic by
Yeah, yeah.
nature, and like has a lot of like slow pianos and stuff, and it's a very melancholy story. So it's already leans toward that nostalgia. But for some reason, it's like as I go back through them, like I remember enjoying all the different parts of it. And I remember like being more on the train, but that's the kind of the point where I was like, oh wait, this is a great game.
Right.
Like there was something different.
Yeah.
And even like when I was playing 14, I'd go to like Shadowbringers Zone and I'd be like, man, I should go through Shadowbringers again. It's so
Yeah.
good. I'd go through like Endwalker Zones and I'm like, man, this is all so great. I'd go through Stormblood Zones and I'm like, you remember when they did the Monster Hunter crossover? That was wild.
Yeah.
Rathalos was here.
Yeah.
You use potions to heal. It's wild, right? And then I go to Stormblood and I'm like, my eyes go wide and I'm like, oh my God, I'm back.
Heaven's Word.
Or sorry, Heaven's Word.
Yeah.
I like it. Heaven's Word. I go
You
to
don't
like
go-
Ishard. No, I do. My eyes go dim when I go to Stormblood. No, but yeah, I would get these moments where I would just like, oh man, it would just like hit me like a freight train. Is that like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, remember when Heaven's
There's a
Word.
reason why DSR is my favorite ultimate. I mean, there's multiple reasons why DSR is my favorite
We
ultimate.
cannot get you started on
But,
Final Fantasy
yeah,
14. We'll
yeah,
be here another
but-
2 hours.
Yeah.
Good topic, Ty.
Thank you.
There was
the
one
game
more
did
game.
takes.
There's one more game I had thought about. Shoot, I can't remember
Just
it. now.
shotgun it, just straight out there and give no explanation.
No, what was it? Oh no. Oh, I had thought of it and I was like, I actually do remember. Undertale.
Really?
Because it had
Takes
come
you back to last week when it came out?
Yeah. Well, because it had come out at a very pivotal moment in my life where I had graduated high school.
Mm-hmm.
I had gotten my first job, my first car.
Yeah.
It was like that year was such a like great year for me.
Yeah.
And
The
it
last
had
one.
it was the last great year.
Great year, baby.
Yeah.
It's all downhill
yeah.
from here, but man, it's gonna go fast.
Yeah, 2016 was the last great year. It was when I had watched like some of my favorite shows. I played some of my favorite games. And Undertale was like, it's been such a like defining game in my life. The impact it had, and like I'm still talking about it like 10 years from now, and I'm like trying to get you all to play it.
I did play Undertale for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just going to go play Earthbound.
Okay.
This is lame.
I went into it the wrong thing. I went into it going
Yeah.
like, how do I upgrade my attacks? How do I get better?
Yeah,
armor?
how do I get better?
What's the
Yeah.
meta for this game? And someone's
Right.
like, try not to kill those cute little critters. And I'm like, sorry, I gotta go play Pal World and shoot Pikachu in the head.
Yeah,
right.
If that is one complaint I
No.
do have about Undertale is that it does kind of punish you for playing it like a game,
True.
which
Yeah.
is like
If I had known it
I didn't feel
beforehand,
it.
I would have
Yeah.
been okay. But I
Yeah.
went into it.
But I think that's
like,
kind of part of the fun of Undertale is like
Sure.
learning like, oh, my actions do have consequences in this game.
I don't want my
I didn't.
actions
No
to
one
Yeah,
have
told
my
me. I
actions
just
have
figured-
consequences in life. I don't
Yeah.
need them to
Yeah,
have consequences.
I have an
in a
issue.
video game.
I get actual anxiety in an RPG when they're like, yeah, you could be the bad guy. And I'm like, but then it'll make that little character over there sad.
I can't do
Yeah.
it.
I
I've
can't
never
do
been
it.
able to do
So
that.
when I was playing Undertale,
Yeah.
immediately I was like, I don't want to kill any of these cute creatures. They
Yeah,
gave me an
I can't
option
do
to
it.
talk to them. Now, where's my better sword?
Yeah,
I
right.
think
Yeah,
you
right.
would like Deltarune
Yes,
more
I-
because even though the pacifist route of Deltarune, like you still do level up and get better.
Sure.
stuff.
Let's save the Deltarune
Yes.
discussion for a separate one. Good topic.
Let's
Ty.
let's save it for
topic.
when we actually play it on the podcast.
Are we on the podcast? You mean
On the
Thank
whatever.
you, yeah. Well,
It's
guys,
5 feet
Good
from
topic,
us.
guys. Thanks
Yeah,
for
that's good.
being here.
Thanks for
If you're
being
still
here.
here.
Thank
you so much.
You survived all of it.
Made it.
Go check out the Virginia Living Museum in
Yes.
southeastern Virginia.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
a beautiful place.
It is.
Does good work.
Dox us,
Non-for-profit.
why don't you, Devin?
Yeah. I didn't say where we were. I'm gonna cut to it. No.
Oh my God, we're in a state in the United States.
I know,
That's
we're
We're one of the
Right.
most populated.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Guys, if you're still here, thanks for being here. Go down and tell us what game takes you back. We want to
That's
hear
right.
from you.
Yeah.
We're
Right.
so small, we'll actually look at your comment. We'll actually read it.
Yeah.
Better catch us now.
Tell
'cause
us what you think
we're gonna
of the
be-
President of the United States of America.
someday, after like years of us being on YouTube, we'll be at like 500 subscribers.
And we won't have
Yeah.
time for you.
And we won't have time to read our comments. I'm kidding. We'll always read the comments. That's why there's so many of us.
Even the
Yeah.
ones that
One of
call
us
the
has to go
N-word.
down and read it.
Exactly.
But guys, yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, Harrison.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Glad someone shows up.
I had to
over
do
there.
laundry today, so
All right, guys. See you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. See you later.
Goodbye.
Catch you next time.